in my role on audit committee, I was floored when I saw this. I had no idea we'd put women and children in this building, that I'd heard of murders and drug dealing and all kinds of terrible things happening.
Today, our special guest is Susan Stevenson. Susan is currently serving her first term as councillor for Ward 4 in the City of London, Ontario. For some time now, Susan's Ward 4 has been ground zero of the homelessness crisis affecting London, and in particular, the businesses, residents, and homeless in her constituency. Through a tireless fight on behalf of better solutions for this issue, Susan has come face to face with the political and social complexities of homelessness, addiction, and mental health that plague all of our cities. There's not enough places for people to live in Ontario. Any reasons aside, I'm not going to get political about why, but we need more roofs for people. And we're not talking about any roofs here. What's the London plan to get people into permanent, whether it's permanent supportive, any of the different types of private rent situations? What's the plan?
Well, we have put a lot of money towards various different options to get people affordable housing and to get people various levels of supportive housing. But one of the things that is deeply troubling to me is the instability and the safety issues that are happening inside the housing that people are getting. So 122 Baseline was a newly opened, brand new, first of its kind modular housing unit in London. And again, without the, because everything was delegated to staff with no reporting back, we were hearing deeply concerning things about the safety in that building. And didn't understand why until, again, an audit came forward, doing a value for money audit on that affordable housing, said that the tenancy profile that ended up being placed in that building was all high risk people. So it was like, just very roughly, a third severe mental health and addiction, a third homelessness, and a third women and children fleeing domestic violence.
Wow.
Yeah. So in my role on audit committee, I was floored when I saw this. I had no idea we'd put women and children in this building, that I'd heard of murders and drug dealing and all kinds of terrible things happening. That wasn't revealed to council, that there was no, nothing brought back to us to help us course correct what had happened there was deeply concerning to me. And the audit recommendation was to harden the buildings and increase the budget. There was no addressing of the placement of individuals and what that had done. And I understand maybe they didn't want to get political on it, but at the same time, from a leadership perspective, is that what we're going to do going forward, is placing people in housing that is very unsafe for everybody involved, right? And very costly to the taxpayer.
Absolutely.
So what's come forward now is a plan to try to finance this situation. We're waiting to hear how they're going to move people out and what the new tenancy profile would be for that building. But at the same time, they have increased the rents. The plan is to increase the rents on those affordable units drastically. I can't remember now, but something like from $600 a month to almost $1,200 a month.
Wow.
So the people who are in there now get to stay, but anybody new doesn't get access to that deeply affordable housing that we all really wanted and we know exists. And why is it? Because of the policies that we're putting in place and the operations of these units that become so costly due to damages and the need for staff, which honestly still doesn't solve the problem. The more money we put into repairs and to staffing, we're just chasing our tail because people still don't feel safe in those buildings. So that part is really troubling to me. Same as when part of our strategic plan was to address the safety concerns in our shelters. Because we hear that we have people living in the woods because they don't feel safe in our shelters. And yet we need to look at that and address it. People finally get a social housing unit and they don't feel safe in the buildings. They feel physically at risk, and it's a real strain on their mental health. they're also, if they were walking a path of recovery, find it extremely challenging to be surrounded by open drug use and drug dealing and the handing out of drug equipment by with taxpayer funds.
Yeah.